Research scientist from IBM. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much
Hello.
for being part of BFSI Summit.
Happy to be here.
So, blockchain, that is your expertise, right? Will you please elaborate the technology, how it is going to help, or it's already helping the banking sector in India?
Sure. So blockchain, to just put it in a nutshell, it's really a new technology. It's a game-changing technology that tries to bring in an ecosystem of participants together and maintain data and processes in a shared and decentralized manner. So it helps maintain a distributed ledger of transactions that are immutable, they are final, no one can change the transactions unilaterally. Everyone has to go through what we call a process of consensus to agree that a transaction is valid and gets added to the ledger, to the record of transactions. So that really helps many industries, including the financial industry. So we have applications in banking, insurance, financial sector, in logistics, automotive industries, and multiple use cases that envisioned using blockchain.
How well this has been adopted in India?
It's a very early stage technology. I think the very first prototypes of it are just starting to get built. So I would say there's a lot of promise and a lot of hype as well. The reality is yet to be realized, right? So, but there are a lot of interest and a lot of press news articles, banks, CTOs talking about it. So all that is good, I think.
So which are the areas in particular that are going to be affected positively in banking sector with blockchain technology?
Yeah, some of the most prominent use cases where we think blockchain will be useful is one is around trade financing. So that will significantly reduce the complexity of the processes involved, improve the automation and optimization of those processes, hopefully reduce cost of financing, and that way it will probably open up the financing options to the largely untapped small and medium enterprises in India. So that's the hope there. The other area which we are seeing a lot of interest is around supply chain financing. Things like invoice discounting and processes around that, and there's a lot of benefit of having those type of processes mapped onto blockchain, because that will eliminate the need for any reconciliation of data across multiple entities, let's say a bank, a large manufacturer and their suppliers. It eliminates some of these redundant data being stored, disputes that arise because you store a piece of information that is different from what I store, and then there is a dispute, we have to get on a phone call to resolve it and so on. So a lot of money gets tied up in such disputes, and hopefully having a single record of all the truth of all transactions will help eliminate some of those errors in the process.
Which are other countries where this technology has done remarkably well?
So we are seeing a lot of interest across the globe. So there's a lot of interest in the Singapore
in
region.
India, it is in nascent stage.
It's across the world. Actually, across the world, it's in a nascent stage.
Okay.
In fact, this is one of the technologies where India is almost abreast with the rest of the world in terms of technology adoption. So that's I think a positive thing that we are seeing in India, definitely with regards to blockchain.
Are there any challenges in implementing this technology in India?
In India, in general, yes. In India specifically, unsure at this point, right? In general, there are obviously challenges with what you would face with any early stage technology, right? There are definitely a lot of unknowns, both with regards to the technology itself and how it can be adopted.
Okay.
There are definitely business challenges in the sense that fundamentally what it tries to do is tries to get an ecosystem of participants together. So from a business standpoint, it needs multiple parties to cooperate, and that always takes time, right? So it's a new paradigm, so adoption needs to come from all quarters, right? Both from the technology side as well as the business side.
Yeah.
And we're hoping all the promise and the hype around it will help build that.
So, now last but not least, I mean, what are your thoughts on the BFSI Summit, CTO Summit?
Very great place. I was here for the first half so far. I think a lot of prominent people in the industry are here, so it's a good forum for people to meet and exchange ideas. In that sense, I think it serves the purpose of what it's meant to be.
Have you been able to meet some of your potential clients here?
So here I am a researcher, so we are really not trying to sell products and offerings. We are trying to sell ideas, so to say.
Right.
I think there's a panel in the afternoon on blockchain where we'll be sharing some of these ideas.
Right.
And even IBM's standpoint, we are actually building an open source platform.
Okay.
The platform for blockchain is actually made open source, so that the idea is, in order to build an ecosystem, we need a group of people coming together and agreeing on certain standards, certain practices, and open source is the best way to achieve that. So here our mission is more than just selling products. We're really trying to sell ideas.
Besides this technology, is there any other thing that you are working on?
Myself,
Banking sector, yes.
so primarily I work in the blockchain area, but there are other people in the lab who work on like cognitive technologies for financial services. There's also a talk in the afternoon by one of my colleagues on that. So how to apply some of the cognitive technologies to the BFSI sector, and some of the new research challenges and new innovations that we have come up with in that space.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.